Computer-Mediated Communication, CMC, in Language Learning. Updated, November 25, 2025 by Dr. Muhammad Hossein Hariri ASL. Time to read, 10 minutes 19 views no comments. Table of Contents. Video of Computer-Mediated Communication in Language Learning. Definition and scope of Computer-Mediated Communication. Historical background of CMC. CMC and language learning. Instructional techniques in CMC environments. Collaborative Computer-Mediated Communication Technique, call CMC. Cooperative Computer-Mediated Communication Technique, COP-CMC. Empirical Research on CMC. Smith, 2003. Smith, 2004. Perron, Furneaux and Sumner, 2004. Abrams, 2001. Pedagogical Implications of CMC. CMC as a multidimensional learning environment. References. Computer-Mediated Communication, CMC, has become a fundamental component of modern language teaching and learning. This post examines how CMC environments, tools, and strategies support interaction, collaboration, and authentic language use. By reviewing definitions, historical developments, instructional techniques, and influential research studies, readers will gain a clear understanding of how CMC reshapes second language pedagogy and enhances learners' communicative competence across digital platforms. Video of Computer-Mediated Communication in Language Learning. This video is not ready yet. Definition and scope of Computer-Mediated Communication. CMC is a research area regarding communication that takes place among human beings through the instrumentality of computers. Herring, 1996. CMC includes email, video conferencing, IRC, commenting, posting, etc. because it investigates the nature of communication via text, audio and video on the computer. Harrington and Levy, 2001, Kinoshita, 2008. It is important to add that text-based CMC took precedence over its audio and video-based versions chronologically speaking, Kinoshita, 2008. Historical background of CMC. Distance learning and call in modern language education. About the history of computer-mediated communication, it is interesting to note that CMC was first considered a subfield of business communication. However, the blending of multimedia in the traditional business environment is deteriorating this distinction, as mediated communication is immersed in almost any business communication context, perhaps even coming to take control of certain areas as public relations. Jackson, 2007. CMC and language learning. Sokolik, 2001, defines CMC in this way. The most common use of networked computers is as a tool of communication between users. This makes it a natural choice as a tool for language learning. Many researchers have argued that CMC presents an opportunity for authentic language use, making it an excellent tool in the language classroom. Page 483. Instructional techniques in CMC environments. The following two techniques can be implemented in order to teach second languages to students in computer-mediated environments. Abu Sailik, 2007. Collaborative Computer-Mediated Communication Technique, call CMC. Collaborative Computer-Mediated Communication Technique, call CMC. A computer is used as a tool for communication between the teacher and class. That is to say, it is based on using the teacher to whole class, collective, method of learning in a computer-mediated fashion. It has nothing to do with students interacting with other classmates in groups or pairs. In other words, each student individually receives the questions, listens to the text, thinks of an answer and responds to the teacher. Cooperative Computer-Mediated Communication Technique, COP-CMC. Cooperative Computer-Mediated Communication Technique, COP-CMC. Students are divided into small groups or pairs to perform a task through using the computer as a means for communication between the pairs or members of the group. The use of this technique in learning oral skills, listening and speaking, is supposed to enable the students to work at their own pace. Empirical research on CMC. Smith, 2003. Smith, 2003, conducted a study on the use of communication strategies in task-based computer-mediated communication. The results indicated that an appropriate CMC environment in which learners are encouraged to have social interaction with each other can assist them with utilizing a wide variety of communication strategies and improving their communicative competency. Smith, 2004. Smith, 2004, undertook an experimental study, testing the interaction hypothesis in a computer-mediated communicative environment in which 24 intermediate non-native speakers of English interacted with one another in a synchronous mode over a local area network, LAN, attempting to jointly complete jigsaw and decision-making tasks seeded with largely unknown target lexical items. The data suggested that the level of negotiated interaction increases when the learners are exposed to unknown lexical items. This hypothesis was also confirmed that previously unknown lexical items that were fairly negotiated were subsequently retained significantly better. Perron, Furneaux and Sumner, 2004. Perron, Furneaux and Sumner, 2004, undertook a CMC-based study on MA students of TEFL who used email discussion lists and boards. Data were collected from 63 open-ended questionnaires and 6 in-depth interviews with the students in a qualitative mode. The results revealed that with the intention of increasing the level of interactivity among the students in online environments, call program leaders may need to give more consideration to learner training in call program restructuring. Abrams, 2001. Abrams, 2001, carried out a study to compare and contrast CMC contexts with traditional group journals to examine whether the former could promote the adoption of a wider array of participant roles that can prepare the learners better for authentic interactive situations compared to the latter. The findings revealed that CMC contexts are more effective than traditional group journals in encouraging the learners to develop the necessary scholastic skills to co-construct the discourse of their interactions, to actively take on a vast array of requisite participant roles so that the learners could be successful participants and authors of what occurs in the classroom, as opposed to being solely reactors to the teacher's directions. Pedagogical implications of CMC. CMC provides a novel way for teachers to run classroom conversations, particularly when the goal is to get students to participate by using language to negotiate meaning, and when learners need opportunities to produce the target language so as to develop more fluency in their interactive activities. CMC class discussions may be practically ideal. Chappell and Jameson, 2008. According to a comparison made by Simpson, 2002, between CMC and face-to-face classes, it became clear that levels of learner participation and turn-taking initiation are greater in the computer mode, page 415. Furthermore, according to this comparison, it is more difficult for any participant, including the teacher, to become dominant in a CMC program because, in a CMC program, the teacher's role shifts from that of an authoritative disseminator of knowledge to that of a guiding e-moderator. Simpson, 2002, page 415. CMC as a multidimensional learning environment. CMC has expanded the pedagogical and technological arena of L2 learning and teaching by providing multidirectional and multidimensional socially constructed learning environments that encourage collaborative network communities often based on goal-oriented activities, situated learning, reflected discourse, and a give-and-take of ideas and values. Hajestasu, 2008. References: Abrams, Z. I., 2001. Abu Sailik, A. Chappell, C. A. Hajestasu, S. K. 2008. Harrington, M. and Levy, M. 2001. Herring, S. 1996. Jackson, M. H. 2007. Kinoshita, Y. 2008. Perron, A. Furneaux, C. and Sumner, N. 2004. Simpson, J. 2002. Smith, B. 2003. Smith, B. 2004. Sokolik, M. 2001. Summarize with ChatGPT. Share this post. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Telegram, print, email. About the author. Dr. Muhammad Hossein Hariri, ASL. Dr. Muhammad Hossein Hariri, ASL is an English and Persian instructor, educator, researcher, inventor, published author, blogger, SEO expert, website developer, entrepreneur, and the creator of LELB Society. He's got a PhD in TFL, teaching English as a foreign language. Number of posts, 4220. Related posts. Advantages of CAL in second language learning. TESOL/TSL issues through CAL. History and evolution of computer-assisted language learning, CAL. TESOL/TSL issues through CAL. Distance learning and CAL in modern language education. TESOL/TSL issues through CAL. Related keywords. Comments: Communication Computer-Assisted Language Learning Multimedia PhD thesis on social presence in CAL second language technology.